Yeah, hello, welcome. This is the video I promised I would post to those traders in the room with the algo optimizer. This was the first trade of the day, and the scale out using the 50-50 method versus the getting out of everything at the profit target. It also went long, and it reversed. It didn't get out at the profit because it didn't have didn't get filled. As you see, it reversed. It went short for a small loss. It went long for a nice little profit right there. It went short, got out at the intended profit target. It trailed the stop and got out. It reversed and went long. And here's the current position that we have now going into the day. Now, this is a really phenomenal, fantastic day for especially in a market that already opened lower. I mean, when you come into the day, what are you going to do? You wait for a setup. You're going to either wait for the break up to the upside or the break down to the downside, and this thing caught it. Now, most people would say, gee, that's a little risky because their stops would be above the top of the channel. And you'll see here on the first trade of the day, the system had a very nominal risk factor for a particular trade in the S&Ps. So that's where we stand right now. As you can see, we are currently in a long position. We got out of half. So it was bought 2, got out of 1, out of half. And that's what I was giving you guys to the trade room. Profit target on that was around 21. And there is the market trading it. Again, it had just little uptick almost to the T of that number. The upside of this move was 22.25. So that's pretty cool stuff. And then it allows you to, now what it's going to do is it's going to trail the stop on the balance. So at least it's out of half. It's not the greatest trade in the world. I mean, if you think about it, in at 15, out at 20.5. I mean, that's a nice trade. I mean, anyone will take a 5-point plus move. And this thing today has done phenomenal all day long. But anyway, this is the Person Algo Optimizer with the settings of scaling out versus trailing both the position or getting out of both positions at the intended profit target. In other words, as I've described before in other videos, this gets out of half the position at the profit target, which would be the blue line, and it trails the stop just in case the market falls out of bed and keeps going. At least you're in something. Or if the market starts to key up and reverse and ramp higher, it stops you out at the balance. And so therefore, you're going to get out not at the best price, but the best average price on a scale out. All right, let's see what it did with crude oil, because that was another wonderful day. So with crude oil, we had a couple trades that didn't, again, not every trade works out, and it took a couple hits, but not big deal. And finally this morning, it caught in a beautiful trade, got out of its intended profit target. What did it do? It trailed the stop all the way down. I mean, this is now, what, the third day in a row. Crude oil's had really bad days, but boy, it's nice to catch these trends when they happen. So we don't get out at don't get in at the high, don't get out at the low, but boy, we certainly do take a chunk of the middle out of the market with the Person Algo Optimizer when we have trending days. So that's the neat thing that goes on behind the scenes here with the Person Algo Optimizer. All right, and then finally we have earnings, and you can see right down the list. Today, Amazon took a little profit-taking reversal, which makes sense, down $34. Tesla down $10. You know, the last time I tweeted something about Tesla was looking for it to ramp up and rally up into the 73 handle, and it did get there on a bizarre Elon. How it got there was not what I was looking for, but it did get up to that person's pivot target area. That was the number we were kind of looking for the market to get up into that zone, and I wanted to sell call spreads. Unfortunately, because of the implied volatility and the rumors that Elon wanted to take his company public, and just because someone wants to do it and funding secured are going to be the famous last words, doesn't mean you're not going to be able to do it without the SEC throwing a probe somewhere in your direction for such an asinine tweet like that for a publicly held company. Especially his boisterous noise making against people that are short his stock. But needless to say, the technicals definitely superseded the idea. I don't know if a lot of people believed in it. I'm bringing everything back into speed. The thing that we wanted to challenge that high to begin with up in that zone for credit call spreads to begin with was the fact that the market was rallying, and look at this volume indicator right here, and the momentum behind the market was making lower readings. We were thinking that this is just until we get up in that, it would be a nice trade for what? Theta decay, a credit call spread. That was our directional call for that. Lastly, let's get into gold, because gold is not doing, except for right now, it may be with today's price action. If you'll look at this chart here, we've just in the last 3 days seen one of the largest 3-day declines at the end of a prolonged downtrend. Volume on this downtrend was pretty hefty. We're oversold on my one proprietary indicator, and the momentum behind the volume is starting to lose. Even though the volume is heavy, this could also be a sign of capitulation. And so for gold bugs out there, this might be an area for low risk for a price recovery in the next week or so to the upside. Seasonally speaking, this is the time we look for gold to move higher, and I think with all the news of Turkey's lira and the push for Turkey to liquidate gold holdings to help stave off their own economic disaster, something smells like this is an IMF push for the central bank in Turkey to liquidate gold holdings. It's just bizarre headline news that didn't get a lot of attention, that I think something that I normally don't see. So I'm wondering that obviously might have something to do with it, and a little play on those who were long the market thinking it was going to go up, because this is just, you don't see these kind of moves at the beginning phases of market moves. You see these types of moves at the end of market moves. What I'm describing is, as you can see here on a weekly chart, look at the red candles. You'll see steady down, steady down, steady down, steady down, and we're near a person's pivot. We're also near an old area of support and a resistance support zone somewhere right in here. What a coincidence. And a tall red candle at the, it generally is a sign when you get these tall hyperbolic moves that it's a sign of exhaustion or capitulation, and I think this is more of a capitulation pattern right in here, and I'm willing to bet that we do see gold bounce from here over the next week or so. So like I say, my momentum readings on the histogram are showing that the market is oversold, and we are near older support zones, specifically as I'm putting down on X marks the spot here, points of breakouts, points of support, resistance that the market blew through, it held, it broke out above, it came back to test, and that's where we're at right now. So be mindful that this move in gold today could be just that, a capitulation. This would be a good spot for options traders looking for recovery to the upside. Anyway, that's what I got. Another fabulous day for the Person Algo Optimizer, especially in what turned out to be kind of a down, choppy day in the E-mini S&Ps, with most of the action happening from 5 in the morning till about we walk in the door for the open outcry session at 9:30. So it was already down, and kind of funny thing is we're right about now getting back to the price levels at the end of the day in the S&Ps where the market started our journey today. If we take you back in time, if you think about it, that's all that's gone on. We're right back to where we started, right where the day began. So, if you're trading the open outcry session, here was your big trading opportunity, a choppy, slicey, dicey move with a maybe potential W bottom pattern. If we break out above 25, we're back up to 35. I don't know if that's possible today. One of the main reasons is because of the fact that we have a lighter volume reading as we conclude the day, and as you can see, it's getting close to, we got another 15 minutes to the open outcry session closes. Anyway, that's all I have. If I get something more, we'll certainly send you an update. Currently, position flat on half the position, still long one contract. It's bought two, long two right there, got out of half. That's where it took profit on one, long two, which means it's still long one. It will trail the stop and or continue to move the stop, trail a stop, right? Or stop itself out underneath the last conditional change. So then again, you'll see another blue line here, and then it didn't get out at the best price. It got out at the what? Best average price on both contracts. Still a winning trade. Thanks, everybody, and until the next time, we'll upload. And I just wanted to get this video out to you guys so you knew what I was talking about in the trade room, because this is exactly what we took in the trade room and why we did it. Thank you.